In this video, we'll take a tour of the course, the MyLabsPlus portion of the course, where our homework assignments and quizzes are completed and where your electronic textbook is available. So when you log into our YC homepage, along the top you'll notice that there's a MyLabsPlus icon up here, or under My Services you can click MyLabsPlus. Either way. You can also, there's directions in Canvas on how to get to the website outside of our Canvas server. So if our server's down, you can still work on homework. So what'll come up is your course list. You'll have a lot fewer than I do. I'm going to click on our course. MyLab has done some updates, so if you've worked in here, everything is pretty similar, but there are a few new things. The menu on the left has a My Courses tab where you can click on and go back to this home page. And then as you run through Manage Course, that's I can see that one, but Course Home, once you get here, what's on your home page are your upcoming assignments and when they're due. And if you haven't used MyLab, run the browser check first. So when you click on that, it'll check your browser to make sure you have all the things that you need to be able to do the homework and see the videos. If there's anything missing, when you hit Show Details, it'll take you to free downloads to make sure your computer's set up. There's also a Pearson Tutor service if you would like to do that. If you haven't used MyLab before, there's a How to Enter Answers tour. If you're having any sort of difficulty, you can watch a tour and take a look and see how to enter answers. All right, then to do homework, before we get to homework, if you click on Chapter Contents, this is where our textbook is housed. So if I click on Chapter 1, we've got our sections here. Here's the video. These videos I've linked for the first few chapters. I've linked them in Canvas as well. The multimedia e-text, once you click that, it is our textbook. So once this comes up, if you get a pop-up blocker, you may have to disable your pop-up blocker. So this is page 5 in the textbook, and it looks exactly like the hard copy textbook. Okay, the only difference here, it's more interactive. You can print pages, by the way. You can move back and forth. You can browse. Here's page 6. You can zoom in. If you can't read, I usually can't read it. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. One nice thing about the interactive ebook is if you see a little icon next to it, there's an animated activity that kind of gives you an animation of that particular concept. There's top 20 additional resources if you want to look at those for read more about statistical and critical thinking. And then there's video that also links to the videos that are in this section. So there's a little bit more in the interactive text. And on some of the examples, this is a you try it. So you would read the example and then it gives you a problem to practice. So these are not part of your homework. These are just if you want a little bit of practice understanding the concept as you read the text. All right, so that's the textbook. Now, how do you get back? Notice this opened a new window. There's section 1, 2. That takes us back to the main menu, the chapter contents. Then you have to click here to go back to that's a little bit different than what we had in the previous edition of MyLab. All right, the homework. Our homework is listed in here. I opened 2 assignments for this video, but the rest of the assignments will open the first day of the semester. Quizzes and tests. If you want to click on Show All, it'll show our homework and the quizzes and tests. If you want just homework, you click here. If you want just quizzes and tests, you click here. The quizzes don't show up yet because it's not the start yet. So on homework, when you complete homework, you click on and the questions come up. I'm just going to pick a question at random. Here's number 5. So this particular one, refer to the given table measurements below. Is there a meaningful way in which IQ scores are matched with the corresponding brain volumes? So sometimes you'll have to click to open up a table. This particular one is multiple choice, so I'm just going to guess at random. Check your answer. If it's not correct, it'll give you a hint. You can try again. Now, on a multiple choice question, you only have 2 tries. If it's a fill in the blank question, you have 3 tries. But for obvious reasons, you don't get full 3 on a multiple choice. So that one was wrong. And then it takes me to the second part of the question. You have to complete the whole question. Final check. And then if you get it wrong, it'll mark it wrong, but you can click on similar question and you can try it again. So I have it set up. If you get the question right, you keep going. If you don't get the question right, you can do a similar exercise. You can do that 3 times. So in general, you have 3 tries on each question and 3 questions. So you have 9 opportunities to get everything correct. All right, so let me pick a different question. It'll just let me know. Okay, maybe this one. All right, so this particular one. Now, if you need help, there's a little question help item here. You can click an example that will help me solve this. It'll walk you through this problem where you have to kind of participate, and then it will give you a brand new question. You can view an example, which walks you through an example, but then you still can answer the question you were originally given. There's a video that accompanies this one. You can watch a little video. There's an animation. If you click textbook, it'll take you to the section in the textbook so you can read about it. The StatCrunch will take you directly to the StatCrunch, which I'll show you in a minute. There's a tech help. You can ask my instructor. What this will do, if you have questions on homework, very important, if you click that, type in what you did and what your question is. Be specific. So I need help with, I tried. Okay, the more specific you are, the easier it is for me to help. When you hit send, that will send me an email with a link to the problem that you're working on. So anytime you have a question on homework, use Ask My Instructor. You can also print. If you want to print just the single question, you can. If you want to print the entire homework assignment, you can. Just be careful here because sometimes there are tables included and you're printing your homework assignment might end up being 25 pages or something crazy. So if you only need help on specific questions, you want to take it to the Learning Center, you can print the question only. You can also print these as an Adobe PDF if you have that capability. So some students that don't like or don't have time to do the computer or have limited access, sometimes they'll print the assignment, do it by hand, come back to a computer later, and then enter the answers. All right, so that's how you do homework. Notice I've only done question 5 and it was incorrect. You can come in and out. It saves your work each time. You have to check your answer though to make sure, see if you're right or wrong. And then you can go in and out of homework and work on questions as many times as you want to between the time it's open until the due date. Okay? All right, so quizzes and tests will look similar to homework, except you won't have the help keys, and they're timed. You only have a certain amount of time. StatCrunch is the statistics package we'll use. There are data sets from our textbook, so I'm going to click on that. When this comes up, it's just a spreadsheet, kind of like an Excel spreadsheet. If you want to use a data set from our textbook, they're listed over here. But if you want to type in your own, you can type it right here in a column. So on the written assignment, the first one, you'll have part 1 that will have you use a data set that already exists. Part 2 will have you copy paste or type in a data set in a column to analyze it. All right, so that's StatCrunch. The gradebook I use, what I'll put in here, this will house, notice it's got the homework I opened and worked on. You can review your homework here. Changes don't affect your score, but you can go in and review questions if you like. You can take a look, you can try them again. and just review homework at any time. What's also in here are past 2 weeks, past month, entire course, all assignments. Okay. To get your grade though in the course, to figure out where you're at, this automatically grades and updates the gradebook for everything you do in MyMathLab, and then I'll add your written assignment scores. When you click on Show Overall Score, it'll tell you how well you're doing on homework, your quizzes. The test is the final exam, so that won't come in until the end, and written assignments. And it will tell you, it makes a record for both of us, how much time you've spent on each of those, how many points there are total, how many you earned, and it will give you a graph of your average scores along the top. So that's how you check your grade. Other items in here on Tools for Success, there are some links to other items. Feel free to explore and see if there's anything in there that will help you. Calculator tutorials are helpful. I have that linked in the Canvas as well. But there's a graphing calculator tutorial for statistics, as well as a reference card, and then some online lessons from Texas Instruments. Okay, those are the major features. I have a study plan here, but I don't use it. If you would like to, you can. You can practice problems. So you can practice a few problems. This is on your own. If you need extra practice, that's where it can be found. And then purchase options. For this class, you can get an unbound version of your textbook at a cheaper price. Okay, don't know if you'll need that. You'll probably have everything you need with your access code. But that's just a quick tour. So just a reminder on the home page to run your browser check first, take a tour through chapter contents, and then take some time with the first couple of homework assignments just to get used to how it works.